Welcome to today's tutorial. If you've ever wondered how Bitcoin transactions work behind the scenes, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to explore how to verify Bitcoin transactions using Java. This step-by-step guide will not only help you understand the concepts, but also provide you with practical coding examples. So, let's dive right in. First things first, what exactly is a Bitcoin transaction? In the Bitcoin network, transactions are the means of transferring Bitcoin from one address to another. Each transaction is recorded on the blockchain, ensuring that all transactions are immutable and transparent. Before we verify a transaction, we need to understand its structure. A Bitcoin transaction consists of several key components: inputs, outputs, and signatures. The inputs are the addresses from which the Bitcoin is being sent, while the outputs denote where the Bitcoin is going. The digital signature secures the transaction, ensuring that only the rightful owner can spend their Bitcoin. To effectively verify transactions, we'll need access to the Bitcoin blockchain. We can do this by using a library like Bitcoinj. Let's start by setting up our Java environment and including Bitcoinj in our project. With our dependencies in place, let's create a new Java class named Bitcoin Transaction Verifier. We'll start by initializing the necessary components for our verification process. Next, we will implement a method to fetch a transaction from the blockchain using its transaction ID. Bitcoinj allows us to query the blockchain seamlessly. Now that we can retrieve transactions, it's time to verify them. We'll create a method called VerifyTransaction that checks whether the transaction is valid by verifying its signatures and outputs. Next, let's put everything together. We'll create a main method to retrieve and verify a Bitcoin transaction based on its transaction ID. Remember to replace your _transaction_ID with an actual test transaction ID. Now that we've created our full transaction verifier, let's run the code. Make sure you have a valid transaction ID to test. After running, you should see output indicating whether the transaction is valid or not. To help you grasp this better, let's break down the verification process. The first thing we do is retrieve the transaction from the blockchain. Then we verify the transaction signatures and check that all outputs are greater than 0. This ensures that the transaction is legitimate and that no Bitcoin is being created out of thin air. Now, you might be wondering how you can adapt this verification process for real-world applications. You could build a wallet application that allows users to verify their transactions directly, or create an API that provides transaction verification services. The possibilities are endless. In addition, understanding how transactions work lays the foundation for other Bitcoin concepts. For instance, learning how to create a transaction or implementing a complete Bitcoin wallet application becomes significantly easier once you grasp the verification process. We've covered a lot in this video, and I know it's quite detailed. If any part is unclear, feel free to rewind and watch again. Make sure you practice implementing this code, as hands-on experience is the best way to learn. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more programming tutorials. Don't hesitate to leave questions or share your own experiences with Bitcoin transactions in the comments below. Happy coding!